We're in Red River, and during all this time, I'm saying, well, talking about, if you'll remember, he said he had friends that lived in Red River and played in that, in around the bars around there in town. And so anyway, we had got there, and come find out, them people had moved away.
They lived in
Santa Fe.
Santa Fe.
They had moved to Santa Fe. But anyway, so the whole reason for going there was in the toilet. So anyway, next morning we get up, and I say, okay, we're going to go to Taos. I said, now, having now learned that one needs to, shall we say, exercise a certain amount of caution in dealing with Wesley regarding the who, what, where, when, and how, I says down at you, who do you know in Taos? He says, well, I don't know anybody. I said, well, what the hell are we going to Taos for? He said, I want to go to Taos, New Mexico. And then me, being what I am, as dumb as anything, I said, well, I had never been to Taos, New Mexico, so by God, that's where we're going. So we struck out the next morning, and we drove to Taos, New Mexico. And I said, well, Wes, when we get there, what are we going to do? He says, I don't know. I see. So we got there. Well, you hear a great deal about Taos and its artist community and its, this tourist attraction and so on and so forth. So we got there, and we went down on the square, which is a very interesting little place, all full of little shops and everything. So I'm thinking when we pull up and park, I said, well, Wes and I'll browse around these shops. Well, Wesley says, no. He says, I don't feel like it. He said, my blood pressure's acting up, so I'm going to take a little blood pressure pill, and I'll sit here and I'll catch up to you. Well, I knocked around that square, and I bought some T-shirts and junk for people and one thing and another. Wes never did come around to catch me. You could see me where I was at every time. Well, I get over to the car, and I said, well, Wesley, I said, didn't you want to get out? He said, I don't want to get out. He said, I'm tired. He said, so anyway, what I didn't know was he's supposed to take half a pill. He took a whole pill, blood pressure medicine. He was higher than a kite. That's not good either. He was higher than a kite. Well, I didn't know it because I'm not very good at that. So anyway, I'm good at getting high. It's just that I don't know if anybody else is. So anyway, we get there, and I get in the car, and we drive around. I said, well, I'm looking for a place to stay, and we're going to find a place to eat, and one thing and another. And he says, I said, well, Wesley, I said, where do you want to stay? He said, well, let's go home. I said, what? Wesley, it's a 14-hour drive from right here to home. I want to go home. I said, all right, by God, if that's what you want to do, that's what we'll do. So we gassed up and lit out. Well, I had been doing all the driving up to this point, and I got out of Taos, and we're on a highway, and we're going down, and we're going to catch the interstate, but we just kind of went the scenic route. And so I say, okay. I said, Wesley, how about you driving a little bit? As I say, I can't tell that he's impaired. Sure, he says. And I pull over, he gets in the thing, and he's driving along pretty good, and we're going along there. Well, directly we come up behind this pickup truck that's kind of going a little slow. So Wesley pulls out in the left-hand lane, and he goes and passes the truck. I said, well, that's all right. And I'm kind of sitting over there. Well, directly after a minute or two, I said, Wes, you can get over. No answer. Still going along. Wes, you can get over.
I'm still in La La Land, man.
Anyway, I said, Wes, you can get over. He don't get over. I look down the road. Now, this is New Mexico. It's flat as a table in this section of it, and I see this car way off in the distance coming toward us. What I had realized, but what my older brother here did not realize was it was a 2-lane road, not a 4-lane. He thought it was a 4-lane.
Exactly.
We're going along there, and I said, Wes, time to get over. This is about the 4th or 5th time he's ignored me again. And I look up, and this car is getting closer and closer and closer and closer. And finally, I just scream at the top of my lungs, God damn it, Wes, get over!
We wasn't gonna cuss on this.
Oh. Well, forget I said that. Anyway, so
Shut
here...
the fuck up. I mean, a cuss. Go ahead and tell the story.
Well, I'll tell you what, you have raised our PG rating up to a just about, well, it's an R now and may go higher. But anyway, so anyway, this crazy old man is over there, and I holler at him and cuss him and everything, and he finally comes over, but the car had finally just give up trying to think we was going to move over, and they hit the shoulder of the road, and we went flying by, and I'm thinking, oh, Lord, the New Mexico Highway Patrol is going to be right behind us. So anyway, we're going along there, you know, and I said, Wes, I said, if you pull that again, I'm getting out and walking home. So finally we got him, and we pulled into this store, and I got out, and I come back out, and I told him, I said, now, Wesley, when I come back out, you be sitting in the passenger seat, because I'm driving. And I
wanted to buy some Spurs.
Yeah, I bought some. I still got
them. He bought some real good looking Spurs, about $35 worth.
Yeah, that was pretty cheap. But anyway.
That's the only store within miles.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just a Western store right out in the middle of nowhere. I said, boy, we're in New Mexico or something. So anyway, I finished driving on through, and we got home at 5 o'clock in the morning, and my eyeballs was swapping sockets. I was so tired, but I wasn't about to let him behind the wheel. And from now on, if we go anywhere, if it's just down here to the Monterey chicken store, I'm driving. And that's all there is to it.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, I've had a lot of fun on them trips. But I had more fun on that trip with you than I ever had.
Well, the only crossword was when you damn near got us killed.
Well, yeah, but you know, I can take that out. I was in La La Land. I didn't care what you said.